in this tutorial, we shall cover how to make a 2D floor plan using AutoCAD. So let me just pull the floor plan which we will be doing. It is right here. So this is the plan we'll be working on in this tutorial. Everything that is in this floor plan, we are going to cover it. So I shall take you through step by step on how you can achieve that floor plan. We shall start right from here, come to this second drawing here, and then we will trim those walls. And then once we are done trimming the walls, we are going to make blocks for the doors and also blocks for the windows. And then we will insert these doors where they belong and the windows where they belong. And then lastly, we shall cover texts and dimensions. Once we are done with texts, dimensions, that will mark the end of this tutorial. So we shall be able to achieve these simple floor plan in 2D. So we are doing using AutoCAD. This is a very, very basic floor plan. It's not complicated. Dimensions are in this PDF. I shall include it in the description so that if you may want to practice using the same, you may use this PDF. Okay, so we will not move as the way we are seeing things here. We shall do some styling also, because you can see this one is very pale. It is only in one color, but in our series, the whole of this tutorial, we shall do the colors and the layers. So the first thing that we shall do is to create this outer wall, and then we shall create these inner walls, and then we will trim them accordingly with help of the dimensions, and then we will go to this part of dimensions and labeling and inserting windows and doors. Okay, so I will now remove this from my working space so that I have a clean working space. Okay, so I will open a new working space. And then once this working space is open, the next thing is to set up my working space, the units. I will start with the units. So the units for the dimensions are in millimeters. So these are decimal type. There's no precision, so I'll keep precision at 0. The angles are not there, but just keep decimal degrees for this, just to make it relevant. And I will put my millimeters units there, and then I will leave everything as there. I will put international, and I will leave everything else as default, and then I will click OK. So once I have set up the units, I may need to set up a few things here just to help me work faster. One of the things I will switch on is the polar tracking. I will tick this one, 90 degrees, so that my polar track can snap at 90, 180 to 70 and 360. And also here, I will tick the endpoint so that I can be able to view my endpoints, the midpoint, the center, intersection, and extension. So I will tick those ones for now. And then I will ensure also that this mode is also on object snap tracking, which is going to help me work faster, and the rest of the controls should be okay. Then I have to ensure that I'm on drafting and annotation workspace because I will be drawing these in 2D. I don't want to do it in 3D. I don't want also to do it in Civil 3D because I'm using Civil 3D. So I will keep this as drafting and annotation. So from there, the next thing I will do is to save. Before I start, I may want to specify my saving location. So I will save this in desktop, and I will call it AutoCAD 2D simple floor plan. A very long name. but it's okay. So once I'm done, I can now start drawing. This floor plan, you realize, is very complicated right now. If you are seeing it, maybe you don't know even where to start. So let me start by splitting my screen into two, so that I can be able to visualize my dimensions well, and I can be able to work as I see my dimensions. So the first thing I will draw is this outer wall, just as I indicated before. And you can see the wall has dimensions of 8,000 by 8,500, and we have 7,000 here. If you add this, it will be 7,000, and then we have 1,000. 5250 up to here, and then 1,000, and then I will close that polygon where I started it. So let me just draw it here. So I will use the command PL, PL for polyline, and then I will draw 8,000 units there, and then I will move 8,500 downwards, and then I will go 7,000 again. Let me just zoom in because I'm drawing in a very tiny space so that you guys can be able to see what I'm drawing. So I believe that is visible. And then that is 5250. And then this one is 1,000. And then I will close my polygon by just typing CL. So we have that part of that drawing. So the next thing I need to do is to offset. And from my drawing here, I can see my offset distance is 3,300, and these units are actually millimeters, so it is 300. And then I will specify my object, and then by selecting it, and then I will offset it inwards because the offset here is moving inwards, and then enter to exit out of that command. So once I have that, the next thing is to draw the inner parts of this floor plan. And I will start with this one here, the living room. So it starts here, and the command I will use is polyline. I will do some extension of, I can see the units there at 4850. And then I will start drawing from there. And I will draw 40, 50 units, 50 units downwards. And then I will just snap it there at the end, and I hit escape, and I will have escaped out of that command. So let me just minimize those control dimensions because I have them somewhere else so that you guys can be able to see this in a better way. So once I'm done drawing that, I will also draw from this other end. So using command PL, okay, I will draw an extension here of 2,400 units. And then I will move downwards 2,650 units. And then I will just snap it there and click on escape. You can see now our inner wall is starting to build. And then the next thing I will build it from here. Again, I will use the command polyline, and then an extension of, from this corner, an extension of 3,700 units, 3,700 units. I will be able to draw a line of 3,000 units from there. And then that line, I will just snap it here. You can see the way object snap tracking is helped me snap things out. So that is why it was necessary to tick those options here in this little panel here. So they are helping me work faster and snap things accurately. So the next thing I will do, I will draw the other wall here. So that wall extends from that end point by that 250 units. And then I will start drawing from there. I will draw 25, 50. And then I will just snap this one right there, and I will hit escape to exit out of that command. So I have drawn that. The next thing I need to draw is the bathroom that is somewhere here. So to draw that, if I look at my my drawing here, I can see it extends 2,400 units and 1,400 units for the wind. So to be able to draw here, I will have to draw this extension first of 150 units. I realized this extension right here is 150 units. So let me just zoom it so that you guys can be able to see it. So there's an extension of 150 units for the inner parts of this wall, and it is the same extension for this part, and that is the one I will draw first, and then I will be able to draw 1,400 units this way and 2,400 units upwards. So let me minimize this. Okay, so I will come here. I will revisit the command of polyline, and I will create an extension of 150 units there, and I will start drawing from there. I will go 1,400 units, and then towards the top, I will draw 2,400 units. And then let me just zoom out so that we can be able to see. So I will snap it there, and I will exit out of the command by just clicking escape. So once I'm done, the only remaining part is this part here. So this part is very important because I believe it's a corridor. If you look at our plan, it is some kind of a corridor, and there are 4 doors in this corridor. So I will draw this again using the command PL. This one I'm going to draw with the help of extension. I will draw an extension of 150 units from there, and then I will snap that there. And then this length right here, this is where I'm going to apply this object snap tracking a lot. So I will trace this line here from this corner using object snap tracking, where it snaps the horizontal and the vertical, where the object snap meet. I will just click there, and you can see that line will have been drawn at that point. So from there, I will just do the same for this other point. I will follow the snap tracks, and then once they intersect, I click. I will do the same for this. I will follow the snap tracking. Once they intersect, I click, and then I will close that polygon right there. You can see we have achieved a smooth corridor right there by the help of object snap tracking. Okay, so once that is done, you can see now our floor plan is beginning to take shape. The next step is now to draw the parts which we will trim so that we can fit our windows and doors. So that I will draw using the command line. And from this point right here, the first door has been drawn at an extension of 200, and that will be the door, the space that we will use. This will be the space that we will trim so that we achieve that space for the door. I will do the same for this other end here using the command PL, an extension of 200. I will be able to draw that as well. So I will not draw the other side of the door, the trim that should be on this side, because I believe we can work faster when we do an offset, because all doors are actually 900 units. So if I use an offset command, I'll be able to offset these other line that should be somewhere here faster without having to draw each and every one of them for each and every door. So let me just do it so that you guys can understand what I'm saying. There's another door right here, and an extension of 50 units. I will draw it right there. And then there's another one right here, an extension of 600. from that corner, the door begins there. Then there's another door here. Again, this door is an extension of 50 units, and then I will draw it there. So the next door should be somewhere here. So that door is at an extension of 300. Again, I'm using the dimensions in the PDF with the dimensions. So you will be able to see those dimensions when you download that PDF. So the next thing is drawing. There's another door right here. So I will draw that space right there. So this one, I don't have to create any extension. I can just join those two, and then I will have a space to trim my door. So this is now where I explain how I will offset the other side of the door, because I need to trim a space for a door here, 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 another one here, another one here, and another one here. So because I need to trim all those spaces, I can use the command offset so that I can select this object right here, and then I can offset it to the other side using an offset distance of 900 units, and then I will duplicate the same to all the other doors. That way I will be able to work faster. So I will specify my offset distances 900 units, and then I will select the object to offset as this one, and then I will click again on the lower side so that I can successfully create the other part that I'm going to trim for my door. I will do the same for this other space here. Again, on the downside, I will click. I will have successfully created a space of 900 units there. I will do the same here, and I will click. I will do the same here, and I will click. You realize this one is working faster than having to draw each and every of those lines. So that is how you can use that command to help you work faster. So, so I have drawn those spaces for the doors. So, so I can now trim those spaces for the doors. Using the command trim, I can just select them and trim them by just using the command trim. You can see we have successfully trimmed all our doors now. This plan is beginning to take shape now. So the next thing we need to do is also to trim some of these edges, because these edges, we don't need them. You realize from our plan, there's a smooth transition from this side to this side. There is no that line. So I will revisit that command of trim, and I will trim that part. I will also come down here and trim that part. Let me see if there's another part to be trimmed. Yes, there's one here. I will also trim that. And then let me also see if there's another one somewhere. There's one here. I will also trim it. So once I'm done trimming now, I can go now and start creating space for my windows. So you can see some of these most of these windows are actually 1500 units by dimension. The only window that is not 1500 is this one, which is 1000, and this one, which is 500. This one is 1500, and the rest are 1500. You can see if you do your computation here, you realize this one is also 1500, and also this one is 1500. So our windows have an offset of 1500. We will apply the same formula to be able to achieve this trimming for our windows. So let's start trimming now, creating spaces to trim for our windows. So again, I will use the command line to draw those spaces to be trimmed. The first space will be a space, some units, extension unit of, let me just confirm, the extension unit from that end for my window is actually 1220 units. So I will draw that line 1220 units from this corner. The next one is down here. And then from this corner right here, that is actually 700. You can see from this diagram, it is actually 700. So I will also create an extension of 700 from this corner, and I will type 700, and then I will start drawing from there. I will snap it there. The next window from this corner is actually at an extension of 30 units. Okay, so it snaps somewhere there, and then I will click there, and then the next window is somewhere here. So that window is at an extension of 480 units from that corner. So I will draw a line 480 units from that corner. So the next window is here, and that window, from my controls, I can only draw it from this because I'm given some coordinates from this corner. So it is some units from that corner, an extension of, again, 400. Let me just confirm this one. An extension of how many units? How many? 400 and is this 30? 430, yes. So an extension of 430 from this corner. So it should be an extension of 430 from that corner. And then I will snap it there, and I will escape out of that command. The next window is somewhere here. So that window, again, is an extension of 700 units from that end. So sorry for that, 700. And then I will snap it at that point, and I will exit out of the command. So the next window again is from this corner, an extension of 3220 units. And then from there, I will be able to snap it right there, and I will hit escape to exit out of that command. So we have made those windows. The first lines that will help us trim, we have done. So the next part of lines we will do using offsets. So again, this offset distance, we will first use the 1500 because this window right here is 1500 units from that corner. This window is also 1500 this way. This window here is also 1500 units that way. This one is not 1500. This one is not 1500, but this one is 1500. So I will select it, and then I will click there, and then I will select that. I will offset it, and then I will click there, and then I will escape out of that command. Okay. So once I'm done, the next thing I need to do is to offset using an offset distance of 1000 because this one had an offset distance of 1000. So let me do that offset. And then I will also do another offset with an offset distance of 500. So let me do that offset for this window right there. So once I'm done, you can see now we have spaces which we can use to trim our windows now. So I will just type TR and start trimming these windows. So I will trim this one. I'll also trim that one. I will trim that one. I'll also trim this one. I'll also trim this one, and I will also trim this one. I will also trim that one, and I believe we have trimmed all our windows. So I'll just click enter to exit out of that command, or escape. So there's something we did not trim here. Let me just revisit that command of trimming so that I can trim that, because you realized we have a smooth transition from the outer wall to the inner wall. We don't have any kind of division there. So you can see we have successfully achieved our floor plan. And I'm moving fast because we did the part of introduction to these controls and offset and and these other modifying and drawing commands that we are using. That is why I'm moving a little bit fast. And again, you have the dimensions, so that should not be a problem. You should be able to follow just okay. So the next thing we will do now from here is to create the blocks. And before I create the block, I will love to move this wall into a layer called walls. So I'll just create a layer here by just clicking on layer properties panel, and I will cancel this. So by just coming to the layers panel, I want to create a new layer. I can see we have so many things in that, so we'll just ignore them. So I will create a new layer here. I believe these ones will not be part of our layers. Let me confirm. Oh yeah, they are part of our layers, but that should not be a problem. We will be able to select our very own. So I'll just right click here, and so let me snap this one to the end so that it can be a bit more clearer. So from this corner here, we will create a new layer. So I want to create a new layer, and I want to create that layer in this panel. We have some existing layers, but we can assume them for now. So I will right click and I will create a new layer, and that layer I will call it wall. Okay, so there's no other layer labeled wall. So once I hit OK, I will also give this wall some color, and this color I will keep color white for my layer. So I'll select color white. So color white is there. You can see it is white, and then I will click OK. And then from there, I will select this object, and I will move that object that I have selected to the layer called walls. So I will scroll until I see the layer of wall, and then I will click it, and that object will be successfully moved to the layer on walls. Okay. So the next thing we will do is to create those blocks. But before I create the blocks, let me also create a new layer for the block, the first block, which will be door. So let me just call it doors. And then I will also create a new layer for the next block, which we will do, which is windows. So let me call that windows. So you realized from our drawing, our doors are actually blue. So I will give them color blue. And then windows, they were given some color red. So I will also give that layer color red. Then once I'm done, I will start drawing in the layer of doors right away. So I will come to the layer of doors. So let me look for the layer on doors. So I have so many layers here. So I will select doors. I will mark it as my current layer. Then I will start drawing my door from this. So we have the main dimensions for the door in this PDF. So I will just use the dimensions that are given here to be able to draw the door. So the dimensions are as follows. So we will have to create a, let me just pull it back again. We will create these, let me zoom it a little bit so that it is visible. We will create these block here, and then we will create this polygon here, and then we will do mirroring of that polygon to this end, and then we will create a circle, and then we will trim it, and then we'll also create some polygon here, which is a rectangle, and then we will snap it right there where it belongs. So these dimensions, I have them. You will be able to also access them if you have downloaded the PDF. So let me start now by drawing the door. So I will use the command PL and I will draw a door 100 units down. And then you realize even the color has changed because I'm drawing in a blue, in a layer that is blue. So that is 70, that is 50, that is something that is so small. So let me zoom so that you guys can be able to see what I'm drawing. So I will zoom so that it is visible. So the next is 20, and then that one should be 50. And then I will close my polygon by just typing CL, and I will have that object right there drawn. So the next thing I will do is to mirror this at a distance of 800 units, because I realized that is going to be 800 units. But before I do that, I will have to draw a line just to help me mirror a line of 800 units. So that line will help me do mirroring. So, and then I will just activate the command of mirror by just typing MI, and then I will select the object, and then I will click enter. And then with the help of midpoint, I will be able to identify the midpoint of this line, and I will select that midpoint as my first point of the mirror line. And I will have mirrored that object to this other end successfully. I will not erase the source object, I will keep the source object, and you can see I have successfully mirrored this at a distance of 800, and that line was just supposed to help me do that, so I will just delete it. And then once I'm done, let me just draw the polygon that is from this corner here, some 30 units, and then also some 800 units, and then there's also some 30 units this way, and then I will type CL to close that polygon. So you can see now our door is taking some bit of shape. So this blue is a bit faint, but I believe you guys are able to see when I move my mouse to the respective positions. So I'll just type Command C, and I will draw some circle from this corner here. And then that circle will be at a radius of 800 units, so that I can draw a circle that I'm going to trim this part so that I can draw that door successfully. So once I'm done, I will now revisit the command of trim, and I will start by trimming this end of this circle. There's some end here with a junction. That is the one I will trim first, so that I disconnect that junction, so that this one can now trim as one unit. I will also trim some part of this circle, which is here, and another one here, and then I'll also trim now this other part here. So you realize we have successfully trimmed that door, and you can see the door has taken shape. That door is actually 100. You realized we drew something that was 100 units here, and then on top of it another 800 units all the way to this other part. So that door is actually 900 units, just the way we wanted it to be when we were drawing the spaces for our door. So the next thing I will love to do is to create a block for this door. So I just select the door. So I will come to back to my home panel. I will click on create. This is a block creation. I'm a definition. Block definition. These are dialog box that appears. I will name it as door, and then I will specify my pick point as this corner here. So once I click on that, you can see it brings back the block definition window. And then from here, I will just click OK. So I can see the units are okay. So I'll just click OK, and I will have successfully created my door as a block. You can see now it is a block, and it is having a grip at only that point. So I have successfully created my door as a block. So the next thing I need to do is to fit this door to this respective position. So there's a small trick we did in class when we were doing this on Zoom. So that is what I'm going to do. So for me to be able to get a door that will be in all dimensions, so that it faces in all dimensions, it is oriented in all directions, I can simply do copy this door right here. So I will copy this door. Let me select the copy command, and I will specify this as my base point, and I will copy this door right here. And once I'm done copying, I will do something called mirror as my next thing. So I will mirror these objects. So those are the objects, and I will specify my mirror line as a line somewhere there. So I will not erase my source objects. So I'm trying to achieve a door that is going to be in all orientations. So once I have done that, I will just select everything again, and I will use the copy command so that I can copy these here. And then once I'm done copying them there, all of them, I will do some rotation of these objects that I have just copied. So I'll use the command rotation, and I will specify that as my base point, and I will rotate them at an angle of 90 degrees clockwise. Then I will click there, and I will have achieved that 90 degrees rotation. So what we have done, we have achieved a door that is in all orientations. So what we will do is just to copy the door and place it where it belongs in our floor plan. So like I can see this door right here. If I click on copy, this door right here actually belongs here. I can just copy it here because I can see that is the orientation for that door. So I will hit escape. You can see that door has fitted in that space. And then I can see this door is also in the same orientation. So I will pick the same, and I will copy that door. I will specify my base point as that point, and I will copy my door, and I will bring that door to the midpoint somewhere here, and I will click escape. Once that door has, sorry, I have duplicated that door. So let me repeat. So I will copy, and then I will specify that as my base point, and then I will drop that door somewhere here. I will drop it at the midpoint, and you can see that door. I can always move it. If it is not fitting well, I will just move it using this base point. I will just move it so that it fits in well. So I can see it has fitted in. So the next thing I need to do is to look for the door that will fit in here. So from my PDF, let me just confirm from my PDF the orientation for the other doors. You can see this door is oriented the same way. This one, sorry, we did it in the opposite direction, so we'll correct that. So this door, I will just delete it. The orientation was actually this one. So I will just copy that. This is my base point, and I will drop that door right there. So so once I have dropped that door, let me check if we have any other door in that orientation. Yes, we have one in that orientation, which is here. So we'll come back to my interface, and I will drop that door in the same orientation somewhere there. So we have placed those two doors. So I will place this other door. This one is symmetric to this. So this one should be the orientation indicated below. That one, so I will specify that as my base point, and I will drop that door somewhere there. So once I'm done dropping the door, I can just hit escape. Let me delete that, it's duplicated, so I'll delete it. So once I have placed that door, let me also place these two other doors. Again, you can take note of the orientation. So this is the orientation for that other door. So I'll just copy that, specify that as my base point, and I will drop it somewhere there, and I will pick the other door in this orientation. I will again copy that door. This is my base point, and I will come and drop that door right there. And I can see that door did not, so I have to move it so that it fits in well. So let me move it. I'll specify that as my base point, and I will drop it there. That now looks better. So we have successfully placed our doors in our interface, in our floor plan. So the next thing we need to do is to create a block for the window, and then this block of windows, we will be able to do we'll be able to do some fitting in of that block on Windows. So let me quickly create that block on Windows. So I will type PL. So I have the dimensions for the window. So I will do it very fast. And I believe you will also be able to work faster from your end without a problem, because you have the dimensions for this window with you. So that is 100. And then we have, let me zoom in so that we can be able to see. I can see I'm drawing in the layer of doors. So I will move that to the layer of windows later. Let me just finish drawing. So that is 50. And then from there, we'll be able to close that polygon. Let me quickly move this one to the layer on our window, so that we don't mess our work. So you can see it has successfully moved to that layer, and I will also make Windows my current layer by just clicking that, so that I can draw on the Windows layer. So I will draw a line, some extension of 4 units from here. A line that is actually, sorry, it's not 4 units, is actually 40. So 40 units from there. I will draw some door which has a length of 1,400. And then that window, I will do some bit of a mirroring, so that this one can be reflected to the other side. So I'll use the command mirror. So I will select that object, and then I will click enter, and then I will specify my point as the midpoint of that mirror line, and then I will successfully mirror it to this. I can see this one is mirroring right there. So I have successfully mirrored. So I'll also create an extension of again, using the command of drawing a line. I will create an extension of some 40 units again. And then I will draw that line as 1,400 units, and then I will escape, so that I can achieve something like that. I will also draw another line. So that line, I will draw it from here all the way to there. And I will also draw another line again from here all the way to here. So we have successfully created our window now. The only remaining part is to make this one our block. So I'll just select it. Again, come to the home panel, create a block. This block, I'm going to call it window. And then I will specify my pick point of this window. I'm not sure which one was specified in our previous, in our PDF, but I will just select that for now. Then I will click OK, and then our window will successfully be created as a block. So from this one, I will be able to also work the same way, change the orientation. I only need this in 2 orientations. So I will just copy this one. I will specify that as my base point, and I will just copy it there. So once I'm done copying, the next thing I need to do is now to rotate this window so that it is horizontal, because we only need this window in a horizontal and vertical. We don't need any other orientation for our window. So I'll come and start fitting these windows. So I will use the command copy, and I will select that window, and I will specify this as my base point, and I will come and move this window to this space right here. You can see it is fitting in well. Let me see if there's another space with the same orientation. There's one here, so I'll just click and drop it there. I don't think there's any other in that orientation, so I'll just escape. This one did not fit in very well, so I will use the command move to move it a little bit up, so that it fits in well. So okay, so let me move it again. So yeah, I have moved it so that it is somehow the middle there. So the next one I will copy is this one. So I will specify again my base point as some point here, and then I will be able to copy this window here because this is the orientation. So I will snap it. You can see it is snapping the midpoint. So that, and also this one here, I will also is in the same orientation, so I'll just drop it there as well. This one and this one and this one are also here, by the way, has the same orientation, and you can see it is fitting in very well. So I will now escape. I realized now my window, this one is actually 1,000 units, and this one is 500 units. So I will do some scaling of this window so that I can be able to achieve that window of 1,000. So I will scale this one using a scale factor. A scale for me to move from 1,500 to 1,000, that is a scale factor of 0.75. So that is a scale factor of 0.75. So once I have scaled it, I scaled the one in the wrong orientation. So let me rotate it now. So let me just click command rotate, and I will rotate using that as my base point. And I'll rotate it that way. So the next thing I need to do is to copy that window from that point to where it actually belongs, somewhere there. So I can see my calculations were not very accurate. That 1,000 was not achieved by that scale factor. So I can be able to scale it from here anyway. So I will come and select scale, select the scale, the object, and then I will specify that as my base point. Let me just increase it from here so that I can see as it moves. You can see now it has fitted in well. I will do the same for this other one. I will copy that, and I will drop it right there. So once I'm done dropping, I will come to the object. I will select it again. I will move this one a little bit so that it fits in where I want it. And then from there, I can be able to use the command scale to be able to scale this one to fit in where I want it to be. So let me scale this one. So I will specify this as my base point, and I'll be able to scale it. I can see it is not it's not scaling uniformly. So once I'm down, I select the base point as that point there. Sorry, the command is scale. I select the object first, and then I specify the base point as that point there. And then let me now try fixing it and see if it is going to fit. Yes, it has fitted. The only problem is that it is too small because we used scaling. So it has been, it is very thin. You can see it is very thin. You can always correct that using the stretch command, but I will skip that because I don't want to make a long video. I want to keep this video as brief as brief as possible. So we don't need these now. I can delete them. And let me save my progress up to there, just in case. Okay, so once I have created the windows and the doors and the floor plan, the next thing I need to do now is to insert some texts. And then I will use these single line texts first. You guys remember how we were doing single line text. You specify the first point, the height of the text, and the next is the direction of the text. So that text actually is living room, okay? So it is living room, and you can see it is very big. So what I will do, I will redo that text again because I did a very big text height. So let me see if this one is going to be big, living room. And I can see this one is drawing in the layer of windows because it is drawing in that color, living room. And then the next thing I need to label is this one. This one should be kitchen, I believe. This should be bedroom, bedroom, and then this should be bedroom 2. Okay, so this is bedroom, and I will hit escape to escape out of that command. So let me modify these a little bit. I will revisit the command of, sorry, that was not the previous command, so I will have to do this one again. I hope that is not going to be very big. Bedroom, I wanted to call that bedroom 1, so that this one is bedroom 2. Okay, so once I'm done, the next thing I need to do is to select those texts. Let me escape. I will select those texts and I will move them to a layer called texts so that we can do them in a different color. So I'll come to my layers here and I'll create a new layer, and I will not call it texts, I will call it labels instead. Labels. So I will click OK, and then these labels, I will give them some color. The text, I will give them some color, some visible color, because the PDF was done using a color that was not visible. Let me try some visible color like gray. Gray may not be visible in this interface of AutoCAD. Let me just use white. So once I'm done doing that, white will not be visible in the layout view, because white is also the color for the layout. The layout, you realize the layout will have a background color white. So white is not the best idea to work this color on in layout, but we will be able to change them. So I have not yet done this text here. This text here should be, let me select that command, single line. So the first point is that one, the height is that one, and the direction is that one. This is a bathroom. So this is a bathroom. I hope it does not overshoot. Okay, looks good, not very bad. So I'll select it and move it to the layer labels. So we have some layer labels somewhere. So you can see I did it using a different styling of text. That is why it is not in the same font as others, but it is labeled. Okay, so once I have done labels, the last thing I will do is dimensions. So I will do dimensions very fast. In the annotate panel, we have dimensions right here, and I will use the linear formula of doing dimensions. So you remember our dimensions are actually in millimeters, and I can see these dimensions have been done using the color for the window. So I will create a new layer here, and I will call this one dimensions. and I will give them some color that is close to yellow, or maybe that one. Okay, so I will do them. I will also make this one dimensions my current layer so that I can move this dimension to the current layer. Let me move it to the current layer, and then you can see they have been done using a different color. However, they are very small. You cannot be able to see those dimensions. So in the Annotate tab, in this panel of dimensions, there is a place you can click here and come to the Dimension Style Manager. And when you click on Modify, ensure this is standard. So when you click on Modify, it will bring this kind of a box. By default, the text height will be 0.18. You can raise this one as high as 50 so that it can be visible. And also the arrows, we can raise the arrow size as high as maybe even 60 so that they can be a little bit more visible. And then I will close and let me see if they are visible. Yes, they are visible. And again, they are still very small. I can see also there's some bit of precision, decimal points for our text. There's a bit of precision for our units, sorry. So I will reduce this precision to 0. Unit format is decimal. The separator, I will keep it as period because I want that to be a comma. I'll put a suffix, mm, because our units are in millimeters. And then I will again increase this text height because I realized the text height is still too small. I will keep it as 80. I hope 80 will not be too much. And the arrows, let me also keep them as 80. And then I will apply those changes. So you can see the suffix has been added, and you can see the precision has been removed. The arrows are a bit visible now. And then I will do the dimensions again for this from here to here. I will raise that dimension there. So I will also do the same maybe from here. Let me do from here all the way to here. And then you will be able to see that dimension there. I will also do another dimension from here to here, and I will bring it somewhere here so that you can be able to see it. And then I will also do some dimension from this corner right here all the way to this other corner here. I'll bring it there so that you guys can be able to see it. And then you realize every time I stretch the dimension, it is giving those yellow lines. So let me just undo some of these, or let me just keep them, and I will stop doing dimensions that way because it is giving some color. So I will also do some dimension here up to here, and then I will be able to extrude it from here to here, and then I will extrude it, and then also from here I can do dimensions anywhere, anyhow I want, from anywhere I want to see these dimensions to be visible for anybody who is going to interpret my work to be able to calculate, to see the geometry I use to calculate my dimensions, because sometimes people may need to see how you did your dimensions. So, so there's a dimension there. Yes, I believe it is accurate. I will also do some bit of styling of dimension. Now, from this end, I will do very many dimensions. So one of the dimensions I will do is the dimension from this corner all the way to this other end here, and I will extend this one as far much as I can. And then I will also do another dimension, maybe from here to here, and I will make this one a bit smaller. I will also do another dimension from here. Dimensions, you can play around with dimensions the way you want, maybe up to there. And these are not really the way they are done in the exercise, but I'm just doing them roughly so that you can be able to understand. Maybe you may also want to confirm that this door is actually 900 units. So let me insert the dimensions for the door space. You can see it is actually 900 millimeters. So I may also want to do the windows just to confirm it is, if it is 1500, I will draw a dimension line right there. You can see it is 1500 millimeters, so I will keep it there. So that is how you can make this PDF. You can see right now we are having a PDF, the way it actually looks here. There's a bit of labeling here for the living room, but this one was done using a color that is conflicting with the layout color, so that is why it is not visible. But that one can always be changed when you come to the layout panel. So when you come to the layout panel, it will give you another option for the VP color, and I will do my labels. So let me select my labels. I will do those labels. You can see it has selected black for the labels already, but you can change that color from here for the viewport color. So the next thing I will do is just to go ahead and print this right here. So I will, in the paper mode, I will just adjust my viewport so that I can be able to export these so that you can have a copy of this PDF. So again, I will switch to model mode so that I can be able to zoom these PDF. So I believe that should be okay. The only thing I have not done is in page setup manager. If I modify layer 1, you can see my paper is actually A4 and the orientation is actually landscape. So I will keep those as that. That is what I have been using. That is why it is that way by default. And then I will use this AutoCAD print to PDF. So I will go for AutoCAD PDF general documentation is the printer number plotter option. And then there's nothing else I will edit. I will just click OK and close that one. And I will just go right ahead and export and plot this one. Is it plot or export? It's plot. So I will plot it and I will export it here in my desktop. I will call it PDF output. So I will click on save and you can see something is running. The work is being saved and you can see it has actually opened that PDF which we have just worked on. And you can see everything is a bit styled up and it is a bit visible. Though it is not exactly the way it looks here because we have not done exact colors and exact maybe labels the way they are here. But we were able to achieve that floor plan. So that is it for this tutorial. We have achieved our floor plan, and I hope you guys will practice using this PDF, which I will include in the description of this video. I will include a link there where you can get this PDF with a complete dimension so that you can be able to practice using this one. So that is it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you. I will see you in the next video.